Content disclaimer. Views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon, I love him. He's family, and he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually. Right. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't.
Yeah, his show is called, it was really based on Numerovational. It's a numerology show, and it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny.
Yes. By
King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
You want to be a spiritually dynamic person, it starts with the basics of getting your character in order first.
Join us today for 3 unique presentations. Apotheosis, Friday, August 30th. Ultra Nahata, Saturday, August 31st. Awakenings, Sunday, September 1st. In Atlanta, Georgia, early bird tickets and discount room and group rates are available at events.galacticus.com.
Numerovation with King Simon. Text me now at 347-496-1022. You could also take my course if you want to, but do text me for your sessions at 347-496-1022. You can also get my books on Amazon at Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Remember, you can book your session and get it done right now. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. King Simon the Numerovator. Greetings to everybody out there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and locking in right now. I hope you're feeling well. I hope you're doing well. Of course, your brother King Simon is here live from the mathematical universe. Yeah, and you are allowed to actually go to my Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. Want to thank, of course, Billy Carson and Elizabeth for that brief commercial interlude. Also, Sri Master Gano Grills. And remember, you can go to forbiddenknowledge.com and get a discount for the Forbidden Knowledge Award Show Part 3 next year in 2029. More than likely, probably in Miami, Florida, or might be in another city near you. You never know. I think after the 4th one, he should take it on the road because you want to see how it grows after the 4th one. And just want to remind everyone that today's lesson is the spiritual and numerovational meaning of grief and grieving. We're going to speak about it, and we're going to give some solutions on how to heal from it. It is a process. It's not anything that's fast. I don't want you to think that one show is going to help you, but one show like this can stimulate you on your growth. That's why I even wrote the book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. That's why I wrote this book, because numbers is a part of the guidance. Numbers is a part of the guidance because most of the things that happen in our life are due to cycles, patterns, and sequences, both past, present, and future. So grief and grieving has a cycle, has cycles also, has patterns, have cycles, sequences also, and it, of course, has a mathematical frequency that can go both ways. But more than likely, a lot of us, we go down the negative spiraling effect instead of going up the healing effect of it. So in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, let me reach it right now. I have a segment in my book. Those who have my book, I'm trying to show you how to read my books. in particular, and every other numerology book if you have an open mind. But I have a segment in my book called Phase 3, express in order to heal, not hurt. Express yourself, express in order to heal, not hurt. So I break down the dictionary words of the words heal, hurt, pain. I break down those dictionary words in that particular chapter. It's chapter 3 of my book that starts on page 38. And then as I go on, then I go into the numerovational interpretations, which I usually focus on the date of birth or the core expressions, or, the hurt, the hurtful, the healing, and the uplifting part of the numbers. So you can go into my book starting on page 42, but that whole chapter starts on page 38. So there's different chapters in my book, Numerovation, and Numerovation is definitely a guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. What you will notice with the word grieving and grief, it starts off with 2 of the mental health numbers in my book. In the Pythagorean system, the letter G is a number 7. In the Chaldean system, the letter G is a number 3. And if you've read my books, you'll notice that 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3, from my perspective and my studies to this day, are the primary numbers of mental stability and mental instability, or it's one of those are the 5 mental health numbers in my book. So people connected to those numbers have to be very mindful of their mental health, nervous breakdowns, over worrying, overthinking, which can lead to depression, major depression in certain people's minds. So we got to protect ourselves. You got to protect yourself mentally, spiritually, and physically. I see my sister's in the chat. What's up, Katana? How you doing? She's on IG chat. What's up, lady? Long time no speak. My actual biological sister from my daddy's side. Daddy. I spoke to him the other day. So again, the topic is grief and grieving, a spiritual and numerovational perspective. And yes, it does have a spiritual, physical, emotional, all of that comes with grieving and grief, the loss of, whether it's the loss of people that you love, the loss of your mind, the loss of property. Grief can be a hard thing sometimes for most people, especially with the numbers that sometimes hold on to it. And the primary numbers that I have noticed on the top of the totem pole has been the 4 and the 7, and then the 8. But the 5 and 3 are the least on the totem pole. And even if you're born under other numbers, you might have a majority of those mental numbers in your numerical scope. So protecting your mind at all costs after grief and being willing to release it. I was watching a movie, a series. I've been watching this series about based on a true story called All American. Great actors, young actors. Tay Diggs was in it. He just, and I'm up to the part after he passed on and transition. So spoiler alert, he does transition after within the series. But the guy, Spencer James, not only loses his father and then loses a father figure like Tay Diggs as a coach, a football coach. And he was finding it hard. And everybody, grief affects people on different levels. Grief respects people deals with people or connects with people on different levels. You know what I'm saying? On different levels. And I think it's important that we learn to process this thing called grief. I mean, some of us have lost our parents, lost our grandmothers, our grandfathers, and I'm still, over the years, processed grief over my grandmother's loss because her and I was very tight. So when I talk about it, yeah, tears start to well up in my eyes. I'm not going to release them, not right now, but because I remember those happy moments with my grandmother. I remember those happy moments with my grandfather. I remember those happy moments with my mother and father at certain periods of time, although mother and father were still hands-on and learning. So you got to remember sometimes forgiveness also helps with grief and those that are grieving, and learning how to find balance and learning how to turn the energy of grief and grieving into something which I will talk about in the breakdowns of the mathematics of the numbers, if you don't mind. So big up to everybody that's tuned in, locked in. I'm good. Thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm well. I'm doing good. Big up to everybody that's tuned in. Big up to my sister, my actual sister. I love her. Actual sister that is on. Big up to Miss Booger. Hope it's not Booger Sugar. Carolyn, IG, Evolution, 111 Evolution. Yes. Mamta. Big up to Tucker. Big up to Jess J. Big up to J Royal. Big up to Life Freedom. Big up to Island Gal. Big up to Extra. These are all on IG right now. Nicole 33. Papid. And a whole host of people that I see coming on. Thank y'all very much. Remember to shine Nogi. And also Pamela Britt. That's interesting. I used to date a young lady named Nicole Britt. No, her name was Brett, not Britt. Nicole Brett. Big up to Nicole Brett, wherever she is. She was born February the 6th. She was born February 6th. Big up to everybody on Facebook and also on YouTube. Jesse, Dr. Strange, Yolanda, 2 times me, Juliet. Big up to all of y'all that have said something in the chat. Thank you very much. I'm going to get myself out of the chat right now. I am out of the chat right now because I want to focus on the lesson because I'm not going to be here too long. I think I might go somewhere today. You know, because I think I have to free up. Want to say happy birthday to 2 people that I recognize today. Today is KRS-One's birthday. Big up to KRS-One. Today is his birthday. Today is I Massage. Big up to I Massage. That was one of my massage therapists from out of New Jersey. Today is her birthday. Big up to Michelle. I used to call her Miss Hell. She used to work with me on radio, so enough respect to her on her birthday today. And like I said, big up to KRS-One, the teacher. Today is KRS-One, the teacher's birthday today. He is a teacher and what he does. I know he's going through a lot of controversy right now with the whole hip hop thing, but hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? People will be all right. You know, people will be all right. If that's his perspective, that's the man's perspective. Let the man live with his perspective. You understand? Let the man live with his perspective, if that's his perspective. Okay. Are y'all ready for me to get into the lessons? First and foremost, please like, subscribe, and share this video. Take the time out to like, subscribe, and share the video with at least 5 people that may be grieving and that is going through some form of grief. Please do me that favor. Like, subscribe, and share with at least 5 people that may be going through any form of grief or grieving and still are healing. It's all right. It's all right. Let them know it's all right to let it out. You know, let them know it's all right to let it out. You know, so I'm gonna give y'all a little time, share it with people that may have gone through grief. And even if they don't feel that they've gone through it or they don't feel they need to, that's a part of it. Some people don't feel that they need to, or they keep quiet and they try to hold it in. You know, it's all right. It's all right. And it's all right. And my notes, remember, my notes are always in the description of these videos from now on when it comes to that. My notes are always in the description. So you can also overlook my notes, the spiritual aspect of it, and then I give you ways to heal it and help at least heal with the healing process. So let me put this on the screen real quick. This is the topic for today. Let me go full up my screen. Boom. Let me bring what I want to talk about and speak about. Okay, family. Welcome again to the Numerovational universe. This is where numbers, motivation, and the metaphysics science hit the pave. And we go where we got to go with it. I am your host, King Simon. Those that are just tuning in, those that just know me for the first time, today's topic is grief and grieving. And I'm going to do it from a happy, jovial way, but I have to be real in every way and anyhow I do. Once again, say happy birthday to friends of mine, I Massage. Big up to her, Shanika, and big up to Michelle for their birthday. And happy birthday to the one, the only KRS1. Today is his birthday also. So as you can see, I got my notes on the front. And the spiritual meaning of grief and grieving can vary depending on one's belief and perspective. Yes, because you might be in a religious belief. You might be in a spiritual belief. And depending on your spiritual belief and how they train you to grieve, various things can happen. So, but here are some of the possible spiritual interpretation. Grief, a natural response to loss, allowing us to process and release emotions. An opportunity for spiritual growth, self-reflection, and introspection. A chance to confront and resolve unfinished business or unresolved emotions. A call to surrender and let go of attachments, egos, negative, especially negative egos, and expectations. A reminder of the impermanence of life and the importance of living in the present. It's all right. So I want y'all to contemplate and listen to that. Listen to that. It's very important. Read that over. Take a picture of it if you can. Let me see if y'all can get all of it. Yes, take a picture of it and really unpack what I'm saying, because these are notes that I took around 3, 4 in the morning. I'm 3 o'clock in the morning. I went to bed. Typing it, looking up the word, and putting things together and piecing them together. Let me read it again. A natural response to loss, allowing us to process and release emotion. Have you processed and released the emotions of a loss of a parent, loss of a grandparent, loss of a mate, loss of a child? I had a client the other day that lost their child back in 2014. When I look at the numbers around her, she was going through that cycle, because usually certain cycles is a number of either loss or gain, whether it's family, people, places, things, money, certain cycles, especially the even number cycles. The 2, 4, 6, 8, those are usually numbers of loss, primary numbers of loss. 9 is also one because it deals with a transitional completion of some sort. So you got to sometimes process and release the emotion by crying. Sometimes men find it hard to cry in front of somebody. I had to learn how to stop that, because I used to be hardcore. I ain't crying in front of nobody. Now, back in my day, when I was hardcore Nation and Islam and all this, and men is not supposed to cry. The machismo of it, being macho, of course, it is what it is. And some of us needed that. Some of us needed to go through that lesson and then find the balance with what we call vulnerability around people we trust, or being vulnerable to your own feelings, because there is a balance, because we do feel, because if you pinch me, I feel the pain. Stick a pin on me, I do feel the pain. So men are not devoid from feelings. We may process it different than women, but we're not void from feelings. We just handle it and process it differently. The next one, an opportunity for spiritual growth, reflection, and introspection. So when you're going through grief, and whatever you've gone through with grief, of loss of this, loss of that, whatever you're losing, it is an opportunity for spiritual growth, because sometimes the energy of that parent or grandparent or that child can help you to grow and understand why it happened. You don't have to totally accept it, but sometimes it's there for you for self-reflection, what you could have done, what you couldn't have done. Come see, come saw, tomato, tomato, could be whatever. And introspection, being introspective about things that have gone on in your life, what you've in order for you to get to where you're at to this day, as far as growing and being self-analyzing, so to speak. The other one was a chance to confront and resolve unfinished business and unresolved emotion. A lot of that happened when somebody transitions, or if there's a loss of a loved one, you find that the family is always up in an uproar. Unresolved business and unresolved emotions start popping up out of nowhere. This person did this and that. This person did do this to me. This person used to do this to me. This person used to. All of that come up. All those emotions come up. It's deep, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very real. And even in relationship, when you put your all, remember, because relationship is investment, but it's a two-way investment. If you're not investing in that person and they're not investing in you, after a while, if from my personal perspective, if I see that the relationship is half-ass, you just giving me what you feel you need to give me, pum pum does not keep me in a relationship. That's one thing I recognize. Pum pum no keep me in a relationship. And body should not keep women in a relationship. So you might be giving the person all and guiding them or teaching them or giving them money, sending them money, and they giving you this, their pum pum or their buddy. It's like, nah, that can't keep me, because after a while, I'm one of those people that will get bored and keep it moving. I'm just one of those people. I've done that. Cut everything off, keep it moving, because it's not reciprocal. If I'm not learning nothing from you and you don't offer as a reciprocation, because everything is interchangeable, everything is interconnected, but everything, it has to be reciprocal energy. Give and take here. It has to be give and take. Has to be give and take. So a chance to confront and resolve unfinished business and unresolved emotion. A lot of that we go through when we're grieving or going through grief. A call to surrender and let go of attachments, egos, and expectation. Negative ego, because there's a positive and negative of ego. Positive and negative of every little thing that we're doing in this realm. A call to surrender and let go of it. Heal from it, grow from it. Some people can't process not being in a relationship with their baby daddy. Some people are still grieving from that because they're raising their child by themselves, or vice versa, a man raising a child by themselves because of a loss of a loved one, or loss of their wife, or their wife walked out on them. So sometimes you got to let go of attachments and quote unquote expectations. Ego and expectation. We got to unpack those words. Know what those words mean. Go to the dictionary. No, I don't have time to do that right now, but the dictionary, Google is your friend, like the late, great Dr. Laila Africa said to me. If you use Google well, it can be very helpful to you. A reminder that the impermanence of life and the importance of living in the present, learning how to live in the present moment and enjoy all of the moments, because you could be here today and gone tomorrow. And all of a sudden you remember the goodness of a person, or you might remember the evil of a person, but that person could be good. They could be here today and gone tomorrow. And depending on how they transition, depending on how you remember them, but it's really important for you to live in the present moment. Now, the word grieving, I took some notes for this word too. A sacred process of transformation, allowing us to rebirth and renew ourselves. So in the grieving process, it is supposed to help you transform, rebirth, renew, reestablish who you are, what you are in this life that we're living. Next one, a journey through the underworld, confronting shadows and emerging stronger. So yes, a lot of people like to go into the shadow life, the shadow world, the shadow side. The dark side. I want to go to the dark side. There's nothing wrong with the journey through the underworld, but look what I said, not journey into the underworld, but through the underworld. Because you want to go through it, because in your journey through it is where you learn and where you find the light, confronting the shadows, the monsters of who you are, and then emerging stronger because you confronted them head on without running. Panic spoke about that. Bobby Hemmett have spoken about that. Dr. Blair and many others have spoken about that journey through the underworld. More so Panic and people that are in the deeper occult. And remember, the word occult only means mystery. That's all it means. So don't get caught up in what you've been taught. The occult, really? Come on. A journey through the underworld, confronting shadows and emerging stronger. Are you emerging stronger after you've gone through your underworld undertaking? Confronting your shadow side and those demons. I had to confront my demons. I was telling a friend a day ago and saying, I remember being in the club. I remember being in a club back in the day, and I had a car. I had a car. And I used to, probably drive people home and pick up women and, take them from the club and go do what I do after I do my womanizing tricks. So and I had a bicycle. So in order to discipline myself, to overcome and transform and allow myself to overcome the underworld and confronting my shadow and emerging and learn to emerge stronger, what I did is used to ride my bike to the nightclub. I rode my bike into the nightclub instead of driving. And it was a test to see how women that wanted to get with you would respond. And I got the answer. Because, they ready to go home or go with you and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, look, this semi carrier, my 10-speed bicycle, I might carry this, I might carry that. Because I was like 10 minutes away, so I used to ride my bike. Even in the winter, I used to ride my bike to the nightclub. Now, by the winter time, I did lose my car at one time. I think I sold it. But I turned what was deemed a negative because of my womanizing ways, confronting that underworld energy that I was using, that shadow side energy, and emerged stronger because I was able to turn what I was doing into a positive and not keep on bringing women or dealing with women, from that perspective, womanizing, so to speak. So I actually created a whole scenario and created a bicycle parked and tied up right in front of the club. So as soon as they come out, I just turn to the right of Temptations nightclub, and I used to say, "Yes, in my car there. What to your car? What to your right?" But that car park up, part, sell that car, boom. I thought, we know them now. I get on my bicycle and ride. It's not like we're in Jamaica back in the 70s. You could just get on the front of the wheel and take our woman and ride, and then I don't do them thing there in New York. Taxi, please. So yes, I know what I had to do to confront and deal with my demons and confront my shadow side, so I can become stronger in handling relationships. The next one is a ritual of release, clearing space for new experiences and connection. Are you releasing? Are you doing constant rituals, constant methods of clearing your space? Whether it's cleaning out your house, cleaning out your closet, whatever that, because sometimes grief and grieving can lead to depression. And you need to open up the space wide and go clear space, and so you can be open for new experiences and new connections. Because you could take that to the job too. You could take that grief and that grieving to the job for no matter how long it might be. And people might say condolences to you and your family and your mother, depending on what you've lost or what you went through. I feel for you and all that. But at the end of the day, it starts with you, and you have to start doing the ritualistic releasing parties with yourself as well as other people. Sometimes accountable people, not people that's going to use your pain and twist it up against you. But you got to do a ritual of release, clearing space for new experiences and new connection. Because if you don't, you won't have those new experiences. You won't make those new connections. If I didn't do what I had to do, I would not be on the Billy Carson Network. I would not be in different forums. I would not have connected with people like Brother Rich and all that if I wasn't willing to open, clear space and be open and allow the new experiences and connections. A test, the next one is a test of faith. A test of faith, trust, and resilience. Deepening our spiritual practices. Yes, when you're going through grief or loss of something, someplace or somewhere, you have to, it's a test of your faith, yes, but you got to trust and be resilient. Deepen our spiritual practice. That's when you get even more engrossed in your spiritual practice, whether you're in the church, whether you're in Islam, whether you're in the temples of Hebrew, whether you're in Ifa, Akan, whatever you may be into, Kemetic, whatever you may be into, get in it, because those are some of the external things that's going to help you become better. It helps you to develop your resilience, to develop your faith and your trust, not just in trusting others, but trusting in you. So your spiritual practices, whatever it may be, is allowing you to get more stronger and stronger, and helping you to be operating on the most intuitive and powerful ways you can to help better yourself in this realm. The next one, a chance to connect with others, share stories, build communities. I respect AA, those AA meetings and all that. I've never been to one. I've never been addicted like that, but I respect the principles of AA, where people are accountable for each other, where you get a chance to connect with others and share the stories in a circle. I remember Dr. Laila Africa as a psychotherapist back, and he said he was a psychotherapist or a psychiatrist for at least 13 years of his life. And Dr. Laila Africa spoke about the need to diffuse each other, when he had to build a community of diffusion of other other people in his psychological realm. They used to sit in a circle and talk each other down from each week that they went through with somebody that might have been mentally ill or mentally hurt. So accountability teams are very important. Accountability teams are very important because it gives a chance to connect with others, share stories, and build a community that can continue to expand and grow to be more accountability team members and teammates. So try to produce, or if y'all can foster a good accountability team or study group that can help with grief and grieving, because what has happened from the time of the Jabberwocky and all that foolishness that went on, the whole CVID that went on, there's a lot of people that's still grieving up to this day. Since 2020. That's why I wrote that book, Numerovational for Mental Stability, in the year 2020. And 20 plus 20 equals 40. 4 plus 0 equals 4. 4 is one of the mental health numbers in my book. It was livicated to 2 people born connected to the number 4 because they took their life during depression. So if you have an accountability team to share your stories and build a mental, physical, spiritual community, go ahead and make it happen. I believe that all of you out there are my community, so to speak. You know? The next one is some spiritual principles associated with grief and grieving includes acceptance and surrendering, non-attachments and letting go, mindfulness and presence, self-compassion and self-care, connection and community, transformation and renewal. Take a snapshot of that. Because those that I wrote down and that I studied and researched are the principles associated with grief and grieving: acceptance and surrendering, non-attachment and letting go, mindfulness and presence, self-compassion and self-care, connection and community, transformation and renewal. This is all summing it up. Remember, grief is a unique and individual experience. These spiritual interpretations can offer guidance and support, but it's essential to honor your personal journey and emotion. Let me read that again. Remember, grief is a unique and individual experience. Remember that. Let me text my martial arts teacher. These spiritual interpretations can offer guidance and support, but it is essential. It's essential to honor your personal journey and emotions. If that makes any sense, whatever I said, does it make sense? Put a number 1 in the chat if it makes sense. If it makes sense, put a number 1 in the chat. And please, again, like, subscribe, share, and comment. Remember this. Please like, subscribe, share, thumb up the video. We want to build the algorithm. Share it with people that need it. I don't care if you're on Instagram. I don't care where you are. Share it with people that need it, because some people need it to hear this type of stuff. And of course, I'm going to give solutions. Because when I go to the numbers of it, when I go to the word grief and grieving, and we're going to go there at the end, you're going to find something very interesting. So remember, today's topic is the spiritual and numerovational meaning of grief and grieving expressed through your brother King Simon Kweku on YouTube, Facebook right now, and on IG. I'm glad everybody's hitting it up, making sense. That's big. We all need accountability. Yeah, we all need accountability team. Thank you very much, Randall. We all need accountability teams. Benita, what's up? We all need accountability team, please. And it could be your family, it could be friends, it could be your own tribe, however you can get it, go get it. However you can get it, go get it. But I do want to provide some solutions, and the solutions, I think I wrote them today. I think I wrote them today. Let me make sure that's all of them. Yeah, here's some solutions. Here's some solutions. Here's some more solutions. I gave you the spiritual meaning of them just now, but healing from grief and grieving requires patience, self-compassion, and support. Here are some ways to facilitate the healing process. Number one, allow yourself to feel. Acknowledge and accept your emotions, whether it's sadness, anger, guilt, etc. Allow it. But still pay attention to the logical, intuitive accountability partners that you have around you. Because I say logical and intuitive because you're dealing with spiritual and physical when you're dealing with logic and intuition. But when logic and intuition comes together, they become something that can be very helpful in your development and your growing through any type of grief or grieving. So allow yourself to feel and acknowledge what you're feeling, because that's mental. You're acknowledging it, but you're also allowing the feeling to go through. Acknowledge and accept your emotions, whether it's sadness, anger, or guilt. But be willing to release a lot of that along, because it is a process. Number two, express your emotions. Write, talk, create, find healthy outlets for your feelings. Work out, train, martial arts, whatever you need to do. Write, talk, create, and find healthy outlets. Healthy outlets. Not going to smoke and drink again and go party and womanizing and manonizing or whatever women does to get men. Don't do that. Healthy outlets for your feelings. We need that, because healthy people helps other people get healthy. Healthy people helps other people to get healthy. That's why Queen of Four is so necessary. That's why Dr. Valentine and Dr. Nalani is so necessary. That's why the Dr. Africas and Yaki Awakening and Yada and all these guys are all necessary. The Annette Thomas, why the KT, the Arch Degree are all necessary. They can help you with the healthy outlets for your feelings through eating proper food. Because sometimes when people are going through emotional grief and grieving, we get into binge eating. And then all of a sudden you're sitting on that couch for a whole month, binge eating and binge watching Netflix and all kinds of Hulu and Doo and Tubi and UB and all of that. So you be fat, you be bigger than what you are, you be big backed and all over the place. You gotta really monitor and have healthy outlets for your feelings, really and truly, because I've seen it happen. Number three, take care of yourself. Prioritize physical and emotional well-being through rest, nutrition, and exercise. Towards the back of my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. Towards the back, I have what I call some methods of healing. On page 92, it starts. And all those different modalities to take care of yourself and prioritize physical, emotional well-being and through rest, nutrition, exercise, and so much more. I have here birdstone therapy, crystal therapy, aromatherapy, color therapy, sun gazing therapy, sound therapy, breathing therapy, magnet therapy, and I give brief breakdowns of what they all mean. Massage therapy, Reiki therapy, acupuncture therapy, sex therapy, tantra and all that kind of stuff, group exercise therapy, yoga therapy. I have all of those things in there, and there's much more therapy that you need to use, but you have to have even these therapeutic methods are accountability partners, not just the human, but also methods of getting through grief. Number 4, seek support. Connect with loved ones, support groups, and professional counseling. That's a no-brainer. That's what accountability partners are all about. That's what the Jejna The judgeship is all about. Judgna is an Ethiopian word for accountability. Accountability teachers, guide, and warriors. Judgna. Like I always say, I don't use that word mentor. If that's what you want to use, that's your business. But I know the history of the word mentor. That's why I don't use the word mentor, because in the Greek and Roman, mentors were men that had relations with younger boys to give them knowledge. So it's just like if your parents brought you over to the guru of that time, the guru of that time can have sex with you and all kinds of stuff, but that's the compensation. He can also give knowledge. He's giving his wisdom and sharing his wisdom, but you got to bow down and all that stuff. Give evil, bend over and give evil and open. Mentor. Mentoring what? Touring people, boys. Mentoring. That's why I don't use that word mentee or mentor. It's a history behind it. You don't believe me? There's a few books on it. I got one book called the effeminization of Black males, African males, Dr. Baruti. And then he got a bibliography to back it up. White scholars and Black scholars. Just saying, there's a history behind the word mentor. It is what it is. Number 5, create a memory ritual. Honor your loss with a personal ritual, like lighting a candle, visiting a special place, having an altar. Let me put that also. Lighting a candle, altar work. Let me put that also. I forgot to put that. Altar work, having an altar, or visiting special places which you remember that you used to go to with your mom, your dad, or whoever you lost, or, special countries, whatever. Go to Jamaica, whatever. Go to Canada, wherever you're from. Go to their grave sites, whatever it is. Create a memory ritual. Honor your loss with a personal ritual like lighting a candle, altar work, or visiting a special place. Number 6, practice self-compassion. This is big. Treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and patience. Look yourself in the eyes. Look in the mirror. Treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with understanding, inner standing, outer standing. Whatever standing you want to treat yourself, treat yourself. Practice self-compassion. Google the word up. The word compassion, self-compassion has a whole multiplicity of things. Kindness has a whole multiplicity of meanings. Understanding, inner standing has a whole multiplicity of meanings. Patience, because you got to be patient with yourself. This is not a rush. This is a process, and a process takes time. Number 7, find ways to remember. Celebrate the person or relationship with memories, stories, and mementos. Now, if it was a devastating thing, but you still love them, you got to take the good of a person and get rid of the garbage. And some people are born to parents or fathers or mothers that was no good from the time they came out. They wasn't treating you good. I know, I understand. But you always got to be able to look in the memories of them or find out what happened to them that made them the way they are. But 7 is find ways to remember, celebrate the person, place, things, relationships with memories, stories, and mementos. Number 8, embrace the presence. Focus on the current moment and find joy in everyday experiences. That is a no-brainer right there. Focus on the current moment and find joy in everyday experience. Go outside, ground, put your feet in the grass, look at a blade of grass, look at a budding rose coming up. Enjoy. Find joy in everyday experiences. Breathing, just going outside and looking into the sun or feeling the sun's rays on your body. Find joy in that. Touching a tree, giving a person, a neighbor, a hug or a salutation. Find joy in it all, respectfully, not disrespectfully. Forgive and let go. Number 9, interesting. I put it under number 9, which is interesting because 9 is the number of letting go, detoxification, removal, completion. So I usually do things when I'm writing out things. I'm writing also connected with the numbers, which is interesting if you don't notice. Forgive and let go. Release any guilt, anger, or resentment and work towards forgiveness, because forgiveness is the highest form of healing. And I'm not telling you to go kumbaya and kiss nobody's backside. Kumbaya, my Lord, kumbaya. I'm not telling you to do that. Sometimes forgiveness is just for you. It's not for the person. Forgive and let go. Release any guilt, anger, or resentment and work towards forgiveness. Even if it's in your own silent moment, even if you don't talk to the person, even if you haven't talked to them before they pass on, or you just allowing them to pass on in your mind, because some people have already transitioned in your mind. You don't even deal with them, but you still got to forgive and let go. You're never going to stop remembering, and you're never going to forget. But in order for you to grow, you have to develop that forgiveness. Number 10. I got 12. So number 10, cultivate gratitude. Are you grateful, family? Reflect on the good times. For the good times. For the good times. Go listen to some Al Green when he says for the good times, and appreciate the beauty in life. Take my hand. All my will. For the good times. I love that song. Cultivate gratitude. Reflect on the good times and appreciate the beauty in life. Wasn't always all bad for a lot of us. Some have gone through some tumultuous life in their life, whether it's with mother, father, the loss of mother, father, being adopted, whatever you went through. Grab those good times and appreciate the beauty of life that got you here to even watch me today or book a session with me, because this is what I do in the Numerovational session. It's always about motivating. That's why I asked you to ask me the questions, because good, productive, meaningful questions help to stimulate where I need to go with you. And I want you to dig deep. Don't just ask me, what's my life path? What's my this? What's my that? Don't ask me that bull crap. That's good, but I need some good questions to say, hey, I've been feeling this. What do you say about this? Now, I'm not a psychic. What are the patterns, cycles, and sequences saying about this? That's what numbers deal with. And I will come from a positive and a productive level, and I will give you some of the obstructive and destructive meanings of the duality of your numbers and what it can lead you down the path if you choose to go down that road. So cultivate gratitude, reflect on the good times, and appreciate the beauty of life, because life is to be lived. I know life be lifing, but are you lifing in a healing, holistic manner? Consider therapy. Yes. Contact Dr. Joyce Watkins, not Dr. Joyce Watkins. Contact Dr. Boyce Watkins' wife, Alicia Watkins. Contact people like Malika Ali that does it also. People like Monsho and Washer that does relationship counseling. All these different professional guidance can help navigate complex emotions and facilitate healing. Because again, it is a process. No doubt, it is a process. Number 12, be patient. Grief is a journey. Let me say that again. From the people in the back of the universe. Grief is a journey, and healing takes time. Allow yourself to heal at your own pace. Take your time. Heal at your own pace. Grow at your own pace. Know at your own pace. Take the journey. It is a journey. Sometimes for certain people, it might be a voyage. Fantastic voyage. It might be a voyage. You never know. You can do it. And remember, last but not least, remember everyone's grief journey is unique. And there's no set timeline for healing. By being gentle with yourself and seeking support, you can navigate the process and find a way to heal and move forward. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Very important. Heal and move forward. Did that make sense? Did what I just shared make sense to all of you? Put a number 1 in the chat if it made sense. Did it make sense to you? Because my job as the Numerovator is to use the numbers to motivate you, not just physically, but also tap into your spiritual understanding and understanding of who you are and what you came here to do. That's why I tell people to book a session with me. I may have a long list going on and all that kind of stuff. I may be a little busy at a certain time. People be trying to book with me. I'll send you to Lloyd. I'll send you to Jackie. All of us do it differently. We do it our own way, and they all are necessary. They all are necessary. Get my books. All my books is about bringing joy and laughter to you and bringing some sense of purpose. All my books are about that. All of them. And I'll make sure all of them are going to be about that. It's not going to be about nothing crazy. Got the hardcover book. Anybody that purchases that hardcover book will get a free Billy Carson book. Just want to remind you that promotion is still going on. Anybody that purchases the hardcover book will get a free Billy Carson book. You just have to specify which one you want. I only have four of the main copies. Also, remember, this is limited edition. I got the cups. I got the T-shirt. I got the journal. I got the pendants. Limited offer. teesprings.com/numerovation dash products. This is only going on from August 19th to September 19th. Only for a month. Promo code Numero. And if you do want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I have 2 different types of sessions. One where you just get a pre-recording and it's only 15 minutes with just your first name and your birthday, and you're allowed at least to text me 3 to 4 different questions that you want answered within the recording. Basic questions that you want answered. And then I have a full 30 to 35 minute session where you get to converse with me, talk to me, and engage with your brother over the phone. And I record everything, but I also break down the names, all your names from a mathematical perspective and what they mean. For both the 15 minutes, you get only your first name, but for the 30 minutes, you get your first, middle, and last name broken down. So you'll know how to use it in an email text, an email write-up. So that's what I'm doing with my services more now, so people can have some tangible stuff that they can print out and just live by the letters connected to their name, because the letters, the names, and birthdays reveal the talents, gifts, and skills. And when I give you those things from a Pythagorean perspective, I'm trying to show you your talents, gifts, and skills and what you have to offer as a purpose. So if you have a lot of 9s in your chart and it says humanitarian and courageous, then that is your purpose. That is your gift. It's not a job description. You can turn your humanitarian nature into a job serving humanity. You can turn your courageousness into a job or a business, because now you're courageous to want to accomplish whatever goal you want, as long as you love what you do. That is the trick. That is a trick. You got to love what you do. So Numerovation is here to motivate you in an innovative fashion by using numbers. Just saying. That's what I do. What Lloyd does, he does astronumerology. Jackie may do her astronumerology. My dear friend Carrie Ann Ingalls does use tarot and the numbers connected to that. That she uses healing jewelry, and she uses distant Reiki. So everybody has their thing. Go to carrieanningram.com. But then you have my dear Nina Diamond that covers a whole gamut of things with astrology, numerology, and cardology. And she does it different than me also. But it's also good to get different perspective. Make sure you text her number at 870-775-6434. It's good to get consultation from all different angles. And Nina is good at what she does. Believe me when I say this. Lloyd, definitely one of our elders, good at what he does. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. And this sister, she's not new, but she's just decided to advertise with me just to help. I want to build her momentum. And she does cartomancy, which is a little different than cardology, but she's very good at what she does from her, and she's very reasonable with it too. So think about that. Think about it. And if you want to work from home, currently they're interviewing work from home positions. Thank you very much, Nicole Stewart. You're such a loving person. You must be getting money back because it's all about circulation for Nicole. I love Nicole. She circulates, and I know Nicole get it back. Nicole, if you get your money back when you circulate to me, please put the number 1111111 in the chat. You know, when you circulate to me, you get it back, Nicole. Please put as many ones as you can in the chat. Because you know this is all about circulation, like Les Brown and Reverend Ike and all of them has taught. Circulate your money and it will come. Just like I'm circulating my time and energy, it comes back to me. Whether you're buying a book or whether you're booking a session or whether or whether you're buying products. But this is a good place to go text the word hire me to 770-861-9906. That's 770-861-9906. Part-time is available. Full-time is available. You could choose your own time. You could create your own moments, paid daily company trips, all of that. Currently interviewing. They're interviewing, but you must have a clean background, clean record. You are going to go through the scrutiny of federal background check. Here's what it is. Okay? So let's go to the board. I want to break down the mathematics of the word grief and grieving. Look at that. Look at that. Nikki said, yeah, she gets them circulations. That's good. I'm glad you get the circulation back, Nikki. She put them 11111 on it. She said, you don't know. She said, you don't know. Jamaica said, you don't know, my brother. How are you say? Let me drink this. That's water, right? But I remember I used to be in the club and I used to put water or ginger ale in a wine glass with a cherry on it. They'll dress it up. My bartenders will dress it up for me, and I'll drink it like I'm drinking something strong. Y'all will think I'm on the mic with something strong in my damn glass. Water, orange juice, no mimosa, I have no orange juice and liquor. I mean, I make nothing. I have no shandy, nothing with liquor in it. It's just water and me or juice and me. You remember that? You remember what Beanie Man used to say when Beanie Man singing, I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. Nah, man. I used to say, I'm drinking water and lime juice. That's what I used to say on the microphone. So Beanie Man, I'm drinking rum and Red Bull will kill your ass. I'm not drinking. That joint will give me a heart. Matter of fact, Red Bull and almost gave me a heart attack back in the day. I think that's what took out Kevin Samuels. May he rest in peace. But Beanie Man used to sing a song. I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. Nah, man. Me not drink no rum and Red Bull. Me drink water and lime juice. I drink water and lime juice. That's what. Put the lime in the water because that helps to clean my body, clean my spirit, clean my blood. Red Bull and rum don't do that. Big up to Beanie Man. I used to work with him back in the day. Red Bull and rum don't do that. So I'm not drinking that in the club. So if you see me at any party, whether you at Club 363, when Brother Rich start really doing that, you're going to see me with juices in my hand, and I could be on the mic wilding out because it's all a mental thing for me. Because that mic is like a euphoric dopamine. Put that mic in my hand, I'm on it. So when I drink no rum on Red Bull. To kill me and make my heart full. And I take your heart out. All right, so let's go to the board real quick. Yes, finish this off. I'm going into an hour. The word grief adds up to a number 9 in the Pythagorean and a number 19 in the Chaldean. 22 is the consonants of the word. 13, 4 is the consonant. Now look the consonant. Consonant. The consonant is G, R, S. That adds up to 22 in the Pythagorean. The IE, which is the only vowels, add up to the 14, which is a 5 in the Pythagorean. In the Chaldean, it adds up to the consonants, add up to a 13. Remember, 22 is also a number 4. So either you can master grief, or you can let grief pull you down into mental problems or mental imbalances, because 4 is the primary. 4, 5, 4 are all primary mental numbers in my book. And remember, the word grief and grief starts with 2 of my mental health numbers. All my mental health numbers in my book, 4, 7 are the primary one. 8 is in the middle, because they can suffer. 4 and 7. 4 goes with depression because they overthinking. 7 also deals with depression because they overthinking or worrying. 8 deals with loneliness that can lead to depression. And then 5 and 3 can deal with nerve or nervous breakdowns that can lead to depression. That's why Walt Disney, born on the 5th, went through depression. He went through a nervous breakdown that led to a depression. Mike Tyson went through depression. He's born on the 30th of the month. Led to depression. That's that nervous breakdown can happen because of sometimes the 5 and the 3 can get into scandals, can get into reckless talk and reckless things that can lead them into nervous issues if they're not careful. People born on the 8, 17, and 26 of the month can feel that they're all alone in the world and develop these lonely thoughts, and that can lead to depression. 4, they overthinking. 7, and overthinking, and 4 being an overthinker can lead to depression and letting things pull them in and pull them down. 7, overthinking, but also worrying about things. You could worry yourself to death, worry yourself to sickness. That's the 7. That's why throughout my studies, I've noticed that those were the primary numbers of mental health, stability or instability. Oh yeah, man. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Not new to this. I'm true to this. Every number has their health attraction, because when you read my book, Numbers Are Simple, Children's Health is Important. It's also a guide for adults. So I point out all the numbers in the calendar dates from 0 all the way to 31, and I show you what you can attract if you're born or connected to any one of those numbers. So the word grief adds up to a number 9. And remember, 9 is a number of anger on the negative. So if you go into my book, when I talk about the hurt and the healing, I go to number 9. The hurtful meaning of number 9 is bitterness, emotionalism, grieving, grief, bitterness, emotion, vulgarity. So when you're under stress or grief, you can start being vulgar towards other people because you're still hurting from inside. This is in my book. Each number, whether you're born on the 9, the 18, or that adds up to the 36, the 27, as long as they break down to the number 9, 9 also deals with fickleness, aimless pursuits, and being wasteful. Because sometimes when people are going through grief, they go through all of this that I just said. But on the bottom, I got the healing expression. If you want to reverse the effects of grief, it's about finding universal peace in yourself, universal love, universal awareness, and humanitarian compassion, generous, and being of selfless service. The word grief is just in the number 9. It's in my book, page 44. Big up to the 44 God, my brother, Blue Pill, and Akibolan. Real talk when I talk with my book. Get my book. And I deal from a basic perspective. I'm not trying to be all deep in the book. I don't do that. You could go to the deep people, but I want to keep it simple, because in simplicity is when you start learning. And then if you have it in you to get deeper and deeper, then you go deep. And in the Chaldean system, the word grief adds up to the number 19, which is a 10. But 19 in tarot is the number that shines light on things. So you have to shine light on your grief in a holistic manner, in a healthy manner, and being able to resolve and have those accountability teams. And in my book, what did I talk about that number 19 in chapter 3 of my book, that number 1 that leads to anything connected to that 1, 10, 19, or 28, the hurtful expression of the number 1, laziness, being lazy to confront or handle your grief, selfishness. You can be selfish in your own grief, fearful, egotism, negative ego, stubbornness. People get stubborn in their grief. Arrogance, bullying, weakness. Sometimes grief leads us to all these different aspects of the number 1 frequency. So we got to be very mindful on how we deal with grief. And because they have the mental health numbers, you got to find balance and be willing to motivate yourself and keep your mind at ease from a spiritual perspective and from a power and dominance and creative and constructive perspective because of the 1 and the 3 and because of the master number 22. The vowels, the I and the E adds up to a number 14, which is a 5. And the negative of the number 5 is overindulgence, procrastination in your grief, carelessness in your grief, irresponsibility in your grief, and perversion in your grief. You know how many people have grieved and had one night stand going through their grief because they lost their husband or lost their family? All they want to do now is have sex and have drugs and be addicted to this and be addicted because they're grieving and they're going through grief. That's the number 5, the essence, the internal of the number is what you're going to pull towards you. But the positive of that number 5, in my book, page 43, charismatic, developing a charisma, being able to help others with the grief, expanding outside of the group, being adventurous and being fearless, that you want to overcome your attitude of grief. Developing high energy and being active and adaptable, being adaptable with what you're going through. Yo, man, I'm trying to tell you, I wrote this book for a reason, son. I wrote this book for a reason. People think I be playing. I wrote this book for a reason. I wrote this book, and somebody wrote, can I move forward with acceptance without ever really getting over it? That's a good question. I would definitely say, and I'm talking to Belin, that's a good question. Sometimes, depending on your numbers, sometimes maybe you hold on to things a little bit deeper. And because of just that first letter in your name, that B equates to the number 2 in numerology in both systems, and 2 can be a very overly emotional, clinging. So you might be clinging to something and you need to be able to heal from it. Now, I'm just looking at your name that you have on the IG. That's all I'm looking at. Just the first letter tells me that there's a clinging that can happen. So you got to be willing to let go of that clinging way. And that's just one aspect. You got to do a full session with me for get in, but I will direct you to people that are professionals in it, like Dr. Alicia Watkins, coachingwithalicia.com. That's coachingwithalicia.com. Or Dr. Malika, Sister Malika Ali. That's Sister Malika Ali, MalikaAli.com, MalikaAli.com, or Queen of Four, or people that have dealt with those type of things that you're saying. Powerful. Let's go to the number 6. Now, grief, the I and the E, the inner aspect in the Chaldean system adds up to a number 6. As y'all know, 6 is always the number of balance, healing, truth, justice, reciprocity. But the negative of the number 6 through grief can be worrying, anxiety, being hard-headed in your grief, meddling in other people, cynical, jealous, unwillingness to serve or unwillingness to come out of your grief, just because of the I and the E, which adds up to a number 6. So all these numbers can be interchangeable and playing with each other, either for you to grow or to not grow. Because every one of these numbers have a constructive, obstructive, destructive, and complacent frequency and vibration to all of the numbers that I put up here. Boom. Grieving. 55. That is the master number of freeing up yourself, adaptability, but it also could be a negative of the doubling energy of the number 5, which can lead to overindulgence, addictiveness in your grieving, procrastination in your grieving, carelessness in your grieving. But the power of it is to free yourself from it, because that's a master number of freedom and adventure, taking a risk to get over your grieving. Then it leads to the Wheel of Fortune number, creativity number. Anything you do has to be creative, especially with that number 1, being ambitious and courageous in what you want to do to get out of that grieving process. But again, the word grieving has the lead numbers that deal with mental stability and mental instability. And like I tell you, I'm not the is all or be all. Numerology or numbers is not the is all or be all. It's just something to alert you on what work you have to do in this lifetime, what you have to pull towards you. And it's not microwave, family. It is not a microwave process. This is a process for real. Like I was reading out of my notes earlier. It's a process. But 55 is that number of freedom. Let me find what this sister says from her book, the Numerology Handbook by Tanya Gabriel, what she says about the 55. Because this is the numerovational perspective, so I'm not afraid to quote other people's books. 55, adaptable to change, designed to constantly free your mind of rigid, outdated thought patterns. So when you're grieving, you got to learn to free your mind of outdated thought patterns that you may have developed through your grieving or throughout life, that by the time you start grieving, you're holding on to it. And able to pivot easily in order to generate an internal shift in yourself and help others to do the same. So with the 55 over grief, you have a job with what you've learned throughout your grieving. You have a job to help your children or nieces and nephews and family members to get through this grieving process, because having that 55 connected to grieving is the ability to help others, to generate and to help others shift their path and free themselves up. But the negative of that 5-5 is addiction, being addicted to grieving, thinking that everybody should be pitying you and all that bull crap. Pity parties and all that bull crap. I ain't doing the pity parties with you. If you book in a session with me, I'm not about that pity. Go get a therapist that can sit down there for $200 or $400 an hour to pity you. I'm going to alert you on the possibilities of the ups and downs you could do with your number, because numerology is objective. It's not subjective. The study of numbers is objective. They don't care whether you believe it or not. The cycles, patterns, and sequences work behind the scenes, whether you believe them or not. I don't care. The clock still turns. The cycles of the planets are still going, whether you believe it's happening or not, whether you was blind and deaf and dumb all your life. The pattern, cycles, and sequences of time is still going on. You just growing in it, blind, deaf, and dumb. That's you. That's what it is. The word grieving adds up to a number 26. Now, if you ever read my book about that number 26, I got different aspects of the numbers in here, where 26 as a compound or a composite number means something. 26 is the symbol of consideration of the path taken. Threading lightly with your grieving, considering the path taken when you're going through your grieving. Caution When you're going through it, because sometimes we hurt other people while we're going through, and sometimes we always like to say, hurt people hurts people. But if you overcome or learn how to balance off this grieving, because it adds up to a number 26, which is 8, 2, 6, and 8 are all healing and balancing numbers. So you need to have a balancing act with this grieving so you don't hurt other people along the way. So you can be considerate of the path that you take while you're grieving and move with caution while you're grieving and spreading your healing from your grieving to others, because these are all healing numbers at the end of the day. But with the 26, you got to be very careful of bad advice, bad speculation, bad partnership, bad unions. And because those are disasters that can come with you, especially during your grieving process. 5 and 1, 19 shows up again, same meaning as the number 19 over there, 10 and 1. 5 shows up again. Again, that 5 is important because it allows you to express and expand and break yourself free of it. 5 again shows up. 7, the law of attraction. Be careful in your grieving. Don't what you attract, especially what you're thinking, is going to be very important of what you attract to yourself. Because that internal, the I-E and I in the Chaldean system adds up to a 7, in the Pythagorean system adds up to a 23. So in your grieving, you have to develop compassion and the willingness to express with the 23 so you can be free to become better and heal from it. Because these are all healing numbers. Different aspects of it, but they're all healing numbers. So family, I hope you got a lot from this. I hope you learned. Again, in the bottom of the description of this video, you can actually get all of the notes that I shared in the beginning. That is my job here as the Numerovator, to help as much as I can from my perspective. Help as much as I can from my perspective. That's all. And everybody has their way of doing things. Ra'aku has his way, but that may seem raw and sometimes out of pocket, but that's just how the man was raised. So he brought his energy, and I love it. I love the energy because he lets me know how raw you can go. You know what I'm saying? How raw you can go with it. Aquarius Maximus has her way. Nina Diamond has her way. Amira has her way. Carrie Ann Ingram has her way. All the astrologers like Lorenzo and all them have their way. All the numerologists have their way. Lloyd Strayhorn, Jackie Levine, all of them have their way. And their way is the right way from their perspective that can help and guide you. If whoever you're comfortable with, beautiful. But I'm happy. I'm happy that y'all found it. And again, I hope y'all like, subscribe, and share with other people. And yes, I will be saving this up. And more than likely, this will be up for at least 72 hours before I put it in my membership. That's what I'm doing. From now on, I've been putting certain things, not interviews, but certain lessons that I give. I've been putting it in my membership because if you really want it, you're going to go get it. You're going to want to learn it and study it again. You got 72 hours. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people used to bomb people. They gave certain people to bomb them 24 hours. Then they would bomb a whole village or bomb a whole nation. 24 hours. Hey, yo, people used to be vicious with that. I'm giving you 72 hours to learn and study. And then it goes to membership. And if you want to join my membership on YouTube, let me put it in the chat. If you want to join my YouTube membership, hey, please join. I'm going to be putting up a lot of exclusive stuff on the YouTube membership. And I got my Patreon also. Here's my YouTube membership right there. Let me put that in the chat so y'all can join it. They got a tier system on that. Copy. It's members only tonight. Members only tonight. Members only. That's my link in the chat to my members only. So you can actually click on that link, that YouTube link, to go to my members only playlist. And let's put the Patreon in the chat also. Let's put the Patreon in the chat if you want to go to Patreon. Now that has exclusive stuff in there. Woo! Dr. Sabi interviews from back in the day, and Sister Shahrazad Ali interviews, Dr. Laila Africa. Where's my Patreon page? Here it is. There's members only tonight. There you go. There's my Patreon. I'm going to put that in the chat too. Put that in the chat. Ooh, ooh, ooh. For bonus exclusive content on Patreon. It's in the chat right now. There it goes. That's the bonus content. Patreon.com/King Simon Productions. Yep. That's the Patreon. I got fan base too. There's my fan base. I won't put that in chat. I won't bombard you. I haven't really developed my fan base yet, but big up to Isaac Hayes III. Isaac Hayes III with fan base. Big him up. Black owned and operated, or melanated owned and operated. How would you like to get to take my online course? Let me put that in the chat. If you want to take my online 2-hour introductory course on udemy.com, that was also produced by Jackie Levine. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. If you'd like to take my course on Udemy, it's a 2-hour course, but that's an introductory course. Got to specify that. That's an introductory course, family. Got to specify that. You know, you're not going to get the juice like you get it from the, my 8-hour course is much more information. Oh, Lord, have mercy. People are still watching that, because once you buy it and pay for it, it is yours. But if you pay for the Udemy course, then I will. Oh, they got a sale on my Udemy course right now. It's usually $74. Hold on. Let me share with y'all. Woo, I just put the Udemy course in the chat. They got a sale. Hold on one second. Let me show y'all the sale, family. Hold on. Let me show y'all the sale. Go get it. $10.99 right now on Udemy.com. $10.99. Can you believe that? $10.99, people. $10.99. It's usually $74, $80. $10.99 right now. How long is it going to be? Only for, how long is it? I think, where does it usually tell you the time, how long it's going to be up? The coupon code is up there too. Skills for sale A. There's a coupon code on there. I think this is only going to be up for like, 24 hours. I think it's 24 hours. It doesn't say it here. I thought it said it, but that is the price for my course. 9 days left. No, it's right there on the top. 9 days left. Our big sale is on. Course to make a living, a life starts at $9.99 to no, that's not it. That's not it. That's something else. But right now, this course is probably going to last for a few days. $10.99. Man, you can't beat that with a bat. It's usually $74. And if you do pay for the course at whatever price you pay for my online Udemy course, I will give you a discount, $111 discount for my 8-hour course, because that cost. So you'll get it. It's my 8-hour course costs $444, and you get to watch it over and over again. It's yours. Boom. But if you pay for this course right now at this price, then I will hook you up. And take off for the 8-hour course. I will take off $111. So it'd be $333 if you want that course. Okay. If you want that course. All righty. So that's what you got to do. There it is. Hold on. Let me text my son real quick. Yeah. So if you want my course, there it is. And then if you want the 8-hour course, which is the raw, uncut PowerPoint version, I give you a discount after you show me the receipt that you paid for this course. All right. So this course is right now $10.99 for a few more days, I think. Could be a few more hours. They're not specifying how many hours it is. I didn't see it. I'm looking for it. Where is that? It's members only tonight. I got 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. Beautiful. Remember, like I said in the description, this is an introductory to my bath method. Bath method means be and beyond, aware and around, track and trajectory, hearing and harnessing the powers of numbers. That's just a brief bath. That's just a bath method. All right. Okay. So I'm going to take this down. Boom. Okay, let me see. Should I take a few callers? It's only 11:22. Okay, let me take a few callers. People might want to call me. And let's stick with the topic, please. Let's stick with the topic, please. Remember, the topic today is grief and grieving. Are you healing from grief and grieving? What's going on with you? You can call me right now at 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. You know, questions is around grief and grieving. Have you healed from some of your grief, or are you still grieving? You know, and so one of the questions that I would like to pose to the audience, how long do you think grief should last? How long do you think grief should last? And usually it depends on the individual. Definitely, usually it depends on the individual. But are you healing from past grief? Or are you still grieving? Are you healing? That's the question on the board. I'm going to write it down right now. Taking phone calls right now. The number's right here, 718-210-8853. Come and join the live with me right now. Are you healing from grief? Grief. It's all right to talk. Sometimes you got to let it out, and I'm giving you an outlet to let it out. That's you become, when you do it live like this, you don't have to say your name if you don't want to. You don't have to say where you're from if you don't want to. But when you do it live, that's another step into the process. Are you healing from grief, or are you still grieving? Or are you still grieving? Are you still grieving? I can attest that I'm still grieving to a certain extent from my grandmother, the loss of my grandmother, my loss of my grandfather. I wasn't able to go to Jamaica and go to the funeral. So that's the question on the board right now. Phone lines is wide open. Join your brother. It's now 11:24 on the East Coast. Boom. 718-210-8853, 718-210-8853. Just remember, this is the Numerovational perspective, and maybe I can help you, maybe I can't help you, but I am connected to people that may be able to help you through your grief, through your grieving. You may have lost people during the whole pandemic and all that kind of stuff. It is what it is. So, but it's good to talk it out, express it, share it. And it's a powerful way that most of us, I had to go through it. I'm still going through it. I went through hypnosis. Hypnosis has helped me very much. Big up to Kendall Cobb. Hypnosis has helped me a lot. That's one thing that helped to push a lot of that stuff away. Matter of fact, let me find Kendall's website. She's been in it for 25, going on 26 years. Kendall has been a staple in the community of hypnotic therapy or hypnosis with Kendall. Let me see. She has a 1-800 number, and she has a website. She has a 1-800 number. You can call her, and I'm going to put it on the board so y'all can have it. She's a very gentle soul. Let me say that like that. And she do it over Zoom because she lives in Canada. Okay. Kendall. I'm going to go to the phone lines. I'm coming to the phone lines right now. Turn off anything that you're listening to me on and talk to me over the phone. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming to you, 510. I'm coming to you in a few seconds. Hold on 1 second. I'm coming to you. Just turn down anything that you listen to me and talk to me on the phone only. Listen to me over the phone only when you call in. All right. Listen to me over the phone when you call in on my show. I'm coming to that particular person that just called me in a few seconds. Give me a second. I got to set myself up for Kendall Cobb. She also has an IG page at Hypnosis with Kendall. Let's stay on topic, family. Let's stay on pocket. Let's stay on topic. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me scroll this at the bottom. I'm going to the phone lines right now. Greetings. Welcome to the Numerovational Perspective. Who am I speaking with?
How you doing, King Simon? This is Randall Anderson.
Randall Anderson, how are you, sir? Let's stay with topic. Are you healing from grief, or are you still grieving, my brother?
You know, I believe that I have healed, but I think I still am healing because I lost my mom when I was about 10 or 11. And what was a breakthrough for me is that I'm a musician, right? I'm a DJ, and all that. And I made a song dedicated to her. And this is, I haven't told a lot of people this story, but what helped me in my healing is the music. Because when I make the music dedicated to her, about 4 years ago, something told me to go to my grandma's back porch and play the song. And so I'm going to give you some context.
Yes, sir.
It was a hot day, and there was no wind. No wind. Okay?
Right.
And something told me to go to my grandma's porch and play the song. So I went on the porch, I put the phone down and played it. Soon as I played this song, Simon,
yes, sir,
the wind blew out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The wind started blowing. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And then my eyes closed, and I couldn't open my eyes back up for the light. And all I felt was hands on my arms. The whole time the song was playing. The whole time.
Wow.
And
beautiful.
When the song ended, everything just stopped. And I just started crying. I had to call my dad, my brother, my sister. Like, Mom heard the song.
That's right.
Heard the damn song, you know.
That's right.
That's right. But that was crucial for my healing because I always didn't talk about, you know, much of my mom passing away, but my mom was a big part of it. Right. And I feel that there helped me help the grieving process go, because now that let me know that my mom's with me. She let me know that I need to stay on track, that I'm on the right track. Man, I hope that helps.
No, that's a beautiful share, brother. Thank you very much. You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad that you did. And tell the people how people can find out about your music. What's going on? Put it in the chat also.
Oh, thank you. My name is DJ Bucket Naked. Yes, it is DJ Bucket Naked. Bucket Naked. But you can find me on all social medias as DJ Bucket Naked. My Instagram is official_DJ Bucket Naked. I'll tell you, I'll produce, and it doesn't matter, because I'll let you know. I didn't get into this music business for the money or fame. I got into this music business to heal my people through the music, to awaken my people through the melodies, because I know that music is very powerful and it's been used. I mean, we can use it in a great way to benefit us. And that's what I've been doing through my music, putting in chakra frequencies, all this stuff, working with plants. Yeah. So I hope, if you guys look me up, I hope you enjoy the music and the frequencies, man.
But brother, thank you. Put it in the chat so I can show it. If you're in YouTube, put it on the YouTube chat so I can.
Absolutely, my brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother. Keep on doing what you're doing, man. And music does help soothe and heal, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
Man.
Bye.
Beautiful, beautiful, my man. Hey, let me tell you, it was a teacher years ago that told me anytime I need to heal or anytime I'm feeling sad, I should always sing. And he recognized that in me because he recognized that through my voice. And it was Imam Isa from the community who y'all call Dr. York. It was Imam Isa that said, we was at the Hall of Knowledge while they was building it up over there on Hart Street. And Dr. York, AKA Imam Isa, said, he stopped me in the hallway as I'm walking by because he heard my songs, the reggae songs that I used to sing on the stage. And he was one of the first people to record me called a song called Reggae Music. Up to this day, I can't find that cassette. I got the cassette, but I never got it. Tony Marshall, the late great Tony Marshall, gave me the cassette. He was the percussionist and the piano player on it. And Imam Isa said to me, and he said, Shadi, that was my name, Shadi Abdil Muhammad. He said, Shadi, anytime you feel sad, you should always sing. If you want to feel healed and all, he said, you should sing. He said that to me to my face. And I never forget that. To this day, if I felt down, if I feel sad, I'll listen to music or I'll sing. I'll go back into time. And that's why sometimes y'all see me come up on my lives and I sing songs, especially when I'm in the backyard. I'll sing a song and I'm singing with the birds. But Dr. York or Imam Isa loved my singing. He just didn't like the band because the band wasn't gelling. In the beginning they did because I had Wasi, who was a drummer briefly, and my cousin Rob was Sully was the bass player. Then you had Wasi the drummer, and then you had Suleiman, who was a guitar player, very good. And so the reggae sound sounded real good. This is Anderson, Mr. Anderson, website official _ DJ Buck and Naked. Big up to him. Man. Yeah. I can ask Shuby from Passion. I see him all the time. He's usually on Jamaica Avenue. Oh, big up to Shuby from Passion. Yeah, man. Taki. That's Taki from Hoppy. Make sure y'all follow Hoppy. Big up to Taki from out of Hoppy. Taki and Felicia. They just had Professor Smalls on their show. I didn't get to watch it yet, but I am going to watch it. Big up to Professor Smalls all the time. One of the elders, the esteemed elders, but Shuby from, Passion. And Dr. York or Imam Isa at that time, he named my group Pazzion, Pazzion, but I never did anything with it. But songs and music helps to soothe us, heal us. So when you need some healing, sometimes we do go back to old songs that our mother or father used to play. So family, the phone lines is open. You can call in. I'm gonna take 2 more callers before I get off because I'm gonna go out and do something today. Probably go in the backyard ground and then I'm gonna go somewhere, go visit probably my massage therapist. I'm not sure. The number here is 718-210-8853. Give me a call. You can call in 718-210-8853. The question is on: are you healing from grief or are you still grieving? That's the 2 questions on the scroll right now on the bottom. Are you healing from grief? Or are you still grieving? Or are you healed from grief? Whatever you want to do. Randall came in and said how he found that healing with his mom. Getting ready to go to 734. Getting ready to go to 734. Please turn down any apparatus that you're listening to me and talk to me and listen to me over the phone. Going to the phone lines right now. Turn down anything that you're listening to me and talk to me and listen to me over the phone. Who am I speaking with? Welcome to the Numerovational Perspective.
My name is Teresa.
Hey, Karifa. How are you feeling? How you feeling, Karifa?
Sad this morning. I'm grieving the loss.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time, beautiful.
My niece, she transcended 2 days before her birthday last year.
Wow.
And she left behind a husband and children. They're 6 and 5 years old.
Wow.
And I miss her. I know she's in a better place, but I physically miss her and my sister. We don't talk about it very often, at all.
Right.
But being around her and our children being raised together and always together, it's hard. I'm grieving because my grandchildren, they're little people, little boys, and my son and his mother and a girlfriend, they're fighting over them already. And instead of sharing them, as even though they're not together, I just feel in my heart that something is not gonna go well at all. And I'm grieving for what may be a loss to either parent instead of being considerate to the other one. And sharing is hurtful. My son was not raised that way.
Right. Have you personally gotten any counseling or gone through any grief therapy since the year?
No. I don't want to. I try to reason with it and come to terms with it, and I ask the ancestors to help me deal with it. Sometimes I speak to another sister of mine, and we talk about it, and I feel better after I speak with her.
Right.
But it's just hard to deal with, and this is something new with my son and my 2 grandchildren. It's just difficult.
I would suggest somebody who's really sweet and nurturing when it comes to this and therapy. Dr. Alicia Watkins is a very good person. Very good.
Okay.
And that's Boyce Watkins' wife.
Okay.
Boyce can be a little bit stronger, but she's so nice and she deals with it with him. I think she would help because I feel the tenderness in your voice. So you need someone that's going to be tender and understand and help to bring an understanding. So you can, and her website is coachingwithdralicia.com.
Could you put it in the chat, please?
Yes, I will. I will put it in the chat right now. But you got that voice that it's been a year, so it's still there. It's not gonna, that it was your niece or is it your daughter?
No, she's my niece.
Your niece.
And I have 2, a son and a daughter. And she had a son and a daughter, and we just raised them all together. We were around each other, having dinner and everything, like at least twice a week.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm glad that y'all are still there. And, y'all just need those accountability teams around y'all. That's going to be very important for y'all. Accountability. And I'm glad you're able to talk to a sister and you feel better, but it's a constant work. You know that. And I know you know. It's a constant work, man. Take the time out and really allow yourself to grieve, let it go, but be willing to have your therapist, have your friends, have your family that can also be right there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. This is her Linktree. I put it on the page right now, but I'll put it in the chat also. Linktree/Dr. Alicia. And when you do talk to her, get a chance to set up, tell her King Simon sent you. She'll definitely help you out. She's very, very sensitive and very in tune. And I'm glad that I have her as one of my accountability team members also, to tell you the truth.
All right. I appreciate your help and your time. Thank you so much.
Yes, I appreciate you. Be safe out there, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. Yes, some people just need to do just that. And that's brave for the last 2 callers to really cry or speak about it. It's a brave moment in time right here, because some people don't want to come on lives like this and do this. And I understand, but I use Numerovation as a motivational tool to keep people motivated. It's very important for me because that is my mission. And some people don't ever find their mission because they're not really looking as deep as they should, because the mission always started from when you're childhood. One of the missions, because you can have multiple missions, but that mission, if one of those missions or a multiplicity of missions always show up in your childhood. So if you want any consultation or what have you, contact my dear friend, Alicia Watkins. Very beautiful soul, very beautiful at what she do. Let's go to Tampa. Let's see, that's 831. I'm coming to you right now. Welcome to the Numerovational Perspective. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Hello? Okay, hello. I guess that person don't want to talk. It is what it is. I just I just put up try me again. Try me again. Check out Dr. Alicia. Dr. Alicia is a therapist, and she's very good at what she does. She deals with relationships. She deals with intimacy. She deals with family. She's licensed to do what she does. She deals with coaching to help you go through certain grief and all that stuff. And of course, it's a process. It's not a one-day walk. So big up to Dr. Alicia in whatever she's doing and however she's doing it, you know? And I really love and respect her and her husband and the way they have pillow talks on their channel. They have a powerful connection, and I love it. I love their power connection and what they do and how they do things, you know? And I'm texting her right now, so she could probably tune in. Spoke about you. Spoke about you. And I want her to probably listen to the callers, because she taps in real keenly. And one of the things that I read from my notes, I spoke about consideration of therapy, considering therapy, whether it's professional guidance can help navigate the complex emotions and facilitate healing. Let me go to the phone lines right now. Let's go back to Florida. Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking with Lukia.
Hey, Lukia, how you doing, Lukia? How's everything going on with you?
It's going great. How's everything going with you?
I'm good. The question is on the board. Are you healing from grief, or are you still grieving?
In my experience, I don't think grief is or healing from grief is a destination place. I think it's kind of in cycles, like with numbers. I think it's with cycles. Sometimes I can hear a song, or I could smell the scent.
Yep.
And it will kind of spin me down
yep.
The path of missing that person.
Yep.
So I think I'm still healing.
Yes.
And I'm not quite sure if there's a healed to grief. I'm only 51 years young, so I don't really know completely at this point if you completely heal from it.
Yeah, because sometimes we compartmentalize it and put it until something triggers it and bring it back. But you got to learn how to catch it. Because I know what you're saying with the music. I remember walking to a park, working out, and a smell triggered me to start crying. And it brought me right back to my grandfather's chicken farm in Jamaica. It smelled like little chickens.
Exactly.
And
and you're right. It is compartmentalized.
Yes.
So you do have to catch it so it doesn't consume the rest of your day or several hours of your day.
Right.
You go ahead and acknowledge it, give it its grace.
Right.
And, process it and release it. But yeah, I think it's always kind of there.
Yes.
Especially when it's someone close to you, a loved one, somebody that is very dear to you. I think it's always kind of there.
And from another perspective, that's also part of the healing, being able to catch it. That's a part of the healing. And if that's the way that you process, and sometimes you got to catch, because I caught it, and I'm like, oh man. Then I looked at the numbers of the day that I was on. I was like, oh man, I'm in a 4-day cycle. I said, that's why that vibration hung on to me. But if I learn to catch it, then you'll be able to start balancing out that. And it's not like totally healing, because even Ian Levanzan said you probably will never totally heal in this realm, but you got to learn to manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. That part.
Agree. Yeah. And I had for everybody listening, please get a reading from King Simon, because King Simon is the truth. I'm a first-hand witness to that.
Thank you.
I had a reading with the brother, and everything he spoke on was like spot on. And the grief that we're talking about was part of the cycle of my life that he recognized, and bringing forth my journey and trying to transition that you know, out to the people is part of my life mission. So
yes,
when I saw this was the topic, I was like, yeah, I'm jumping in on that.
I think you're the one that brought that out of me, because we had the session, I think yesterday, right, or the day before, something.
Yeah,
like that.
yesterday.
You brought that out of me, and I take what I take from other people, and I say, let me translate it into, because it's not just you, probably millions of y'all going through the same thing, and I've gone through it and still go through it. So I understand.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm proud of your journey. Thank you very much for being a part of my journey, my dear. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your
Thank you. Take care. All right. Be safe. Look here.
Good.
All right. Yeah, that was a great session with her. I had a great 30 minutes. We went even 10 minutes over. We went to 40 minutes because it was just so much we had to unpack together. And that's what I do within my numerovational perspective. I try to keep them motivated, but yet we still have to recognize the weaknesses in the frequencies of the numbers, and how sometimes people might be born under certain numbers and hold on to things. And you have to learn how to flip it and create the new script. Let me go to the phone lines again. People are calling in. Please turn down anything that you're listening to. I don't want no feedback. So turn down your YouTube channel or whatever you're watching and talk to me and listen to me over the phone. Welcome to the Numerovational Perspective. Who am I speaking with, and welcome?
Hi, King. It's Nikki. Nicole Stewart. How are you?
Nicole Stewart, wagwan.
Working hard. But I was compelled to call.
Come on, Nikki. What are you going through?
I have healed from grief, and it was with my mother. Once my spiritual life went to the next level, I know I can commune with them, my grandmothers, my cousins, and that has helped with the grief process. Just last night on the full moon, I sat back on the couch, turned all the lights and everything off, and spoke to my mother and spoke to my grandmothers. And that helps ease the process because I already know they're there. That's and even when I'm walking in nature, which is very important to me, I'll put my headphones on.
Yes.
And so people don't think I'm crazy talking to myself. When they come, I have to speak to them. If I have concerns, I speak to them. And even just to show love, I speak to them. Yeah. And that helps with all that grief and all that loss. Because I know they're there.
That's right. That's right. And I like Lakia just spoke about, sometimes things can trigger you back again. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you got to really find balance in this realm.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And I'm proud of your journey, girl. You keep on doing what you're doing out there. And, you know, sometimes you got to have accountability partners that can give you assignments of healing too.
Most definitely. Everybody keep doing the spiritual work. Because one day we're going to be some really powerful ancestors up there. And we're going to help the generation down here on this 3D dimension. So much love. Thank you so much, Steve.
Proud of you, sister. Thank you very much, sis. All right. Thank you. All right. Peace and love. Wow. This is a great show. This has been a great show. And I hope that people out there that are going through any of the grief or grieving in any way, you know, again, I got therapist Alicia on here. And also I had Kendall Cobbs, who did the hypnosis with me. Kendall did a hypnosis with me, and it was a beautiful display of healing. And I got acupuncturists like Dr. McCabe Judge, who I'm going to be having on September 8th. She's an acupuncturist and a Reiki energy worker. You know, I have to have all of the team. It's a whole team around me, man, and I'm a part of their team. Because they might come to me and I'll ask me some numbers and all that, and I might break it down in any aspect. But it's important to have those accountability people around you, man. Really important. And I can't stress how important that is, you know, and don't run from the healing, run to it. Don't run from it. People like Q Reeves, who does the regression stuff, you know, that's powerful work. You know, I had a friend of mine named Adrian who I had on this show that used to do the regression work too, you know, and it's important that we recognize everyone's greatness and how they can all, because when you're getting these things done by us, we are also healing in our own way, because all of us are interconnected. All of us are interconnected in some way, you know, and we got to recognize that in all of the greatness of who we are, because everybody from this sister that's up here, she's an acupuncturist, and we're going to be speaking about overcoming imposter syndrome and fear of success. Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that way. And people like Sri Master Gano Grills, that's about to have his whole 3-day seminar and seminar in Georgia. Yo, this is going to be powerful. It's going to happen August the 30th, 31st, and September the 1st. So, and again, people that anybody that I promote, they have been tested, battle tested from now on. Cause I'm like an investigator now. So when I put up people like Hypnosis with Kendall, you could get 800 number, 818-369-MIND. That's 64363. Or go to our IG and show her some love. And when I put up people like Dr. Alicia Watkins, Dr. Alicia Boyce Watkins' wife, that's her Linktree. Go link with them. She's a therapist. They do what they have to do. They're doing the work in their own way. I think Dr. Alicia is between Atlanta and Chicago, her and her husband, and Kendall on the board right now. She's in Toronto and she does it over the Zoom. And you could also follow her on IG. So these are part of my accountability team, so to speak. Part of my accountability team of who I might talk to and consult offline. And because one of the notes that I took, the 11th note is on here right now. Consider therapy. Professional guidance can help navigate complex emotions and facilitate healing. Remember, today's topic was and is the spiritual meaning, the spiritual and numerovational meaning of grief and grieving. And many of us out there are still going through that. Loss of this, loss of that, loss of children, loss of grandparents, loss of, to this day. My grandfather, I have an altar with my grandmother and grandparents on both sides of the family, and I bow down to them, send them love, and sometimes tear up in front of them because I miss them. I miss their energy. I miss what they allow me to learn from them, and what they allow me to teach them as a child of who I am and who they were and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, I'll take one more caller, whoever wants to call in. I know what it is. I know. Gratitude to everybody that's tuning in on IG, Facebook. Yes, Queen, she talks about Boyce Watkins' wife. Yes. This is, that's, for people to call in, it's very bold to even talk about grief and grieving, and I understand. And if you're even on WhatsApp, you can call me through WhatsApp because my phone line is also connected to WhatsApp. And the phone number is, I'm taking one more caller. 718-210-8853. That's 718-210-8853. I think about taking out my hammock. I got a hammock. Should I I might have to pull out my hammock one day. I have a hammock here. 718-210-8853. If you live outside of the United States, use WhatsApp. If you live outside of the United States of America, if you live in Canada, if you live in Jamaica, or live in any of the Caribbean islands, or live anywhere in the world outside of the United States, you can use WhatsApp. That phone line is available, but I think you got to put +1 718-210. That's +1 718-210-8853. I do have that up there. Let me see. Man, I lost my stepdaughter. Okay, lost my stepdaughter on July 23rd, 5 days after her. Wow. Yeah. 5 days after her 35th birthday. Interesting, man. Condolences to you and your family. Put the energy of her on your altar and remember the good times. Al Green used to say, for the good times, for the good times, for the good times. Remember those good times and ride that good time until the wheel falls off. Ride those good times until the wheel falls off. Yes, manage your weaknesses and strengthen your strength. That was said by not only Ian Levanzant, but it was said by Dr. and Pastor A.R. Bernard from CCC. I was in the church when he said it back in those days. That was in November 5th. I think it's 2005, I believe, or 2011. I was there with a family member, and I went to the church. So if nobody else want to call in, it's all good. I'm happy to have you. Like I said, the question was today, are you healing from grief, and are you still grieving, or are you still grieving? And some people believe that they're healed, and that's good. Some people said you can never heal. That's another perspective. I just say manage weaknesses, strengthen strengths. In the room, in the mirror, the solution is in the same mirror with the problem. Solution is in the same mirror with the problem. All right. So on that note, family, let me check on out of here. Like Frankie Crocker would say, let me take a step to the rear and get the heck on out of here. Step back and kiss myself. Hey, serious, Mom. Step back and kiss myself. Hey. Big up to the late, great James Brown, but big up to Eddie Murphy for doing that one. That was some funny stuff back in the day. All right, so family, I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge, the kind of knowledge you will not find in college. So it's time for us to say so long, Saranada, peace, Islam, later, Hotep. All right. If you want to come to my big 20-night celebration in promotion and production with Baba Ashra Kwesi and Mirra Kwesi, saluting and tribute to the ancestral tribute to Baba Dick Gregory with guest speakers like Dr. B. Sirius, Brother Rich, food by Blue Pill and his wife, Mama's Cosmic Kitchen, Tassili Ma'at will be offering the libation. Red Pill and Blue Pill will be coming in and doing a presentation. Speaking on Dick Gregory, Lorenzo Sanford, the astrologer and musician, will be speaking or doing a musical tribute to Baba Dick Gregory. And High Heels, Sister Golda X will be bringing that equilibrium of understanding Baba Dick Gregory's connection to the Nation of Islam. And then to close out that evening, all the way till 7:30 that evening, we will have Baba Ashra Kwesi speak. He's closing out that day. So if you want to be there for the whole day, it's a whole day. So we're going to have food. You can walk around. You can go check out the vendors in the Black Wall Street. And it's going to be at the new Black Wall Street Market and Mall in Stonecrest, Georgia, where Brother Rich held it. We're going to be at the ballroom area. So y'all want to be in the number. You want to be in that number when the saints come marching in. Yeah, you want to be in that number, family. You want to be in that number. Matter of fact, let me show y'all the venue real quick. Let me show y'all the inside of the venue before I move forward, before I leave, okay? I'll show y'all the inside of the venue. It's not the same spot where Rich had it. It's right up the block, right in the same mall, but it's right up the hallway where Brother Rich had his thing there. Okay, so let me remove this. I want to show y'all where we're going to be holding. So please scan that QR code and come on out. Early bird tickets right now is $35 until September 1st. It's going to be $45. In July, it was $25. So I always give early bird tickets. The door price will be $55. But I will give a discount if you could show me the snapshot of this. I give a $5 discount at the door. If you can't buy the early bird tickets, then you go $5 discount. If you don't show me a snapshot of any of my flyers dealing with this. But look, here we go. All right, so look at the inside of this. So this is going to happen. Boom, there it is. That's the ballroom right outside of the ballroom where we'll be set up to take the kick tickets. A few vendors will be on the outside, like Raku might take the outside because he has to talk to people and all that kind of stuff. But this is how the outside of it looked. The new Black Wall Street Market ballroom. And the inside is this. This is the big ballroom. It holds like 200 to 300 people. We're going to have vendors inside. We're going to have people, but we're going to have a theater setting. We're not going to have tables like that. We're going to have the theater setting. It's going to be fun. And that's the LCD screen where the presentation will be on the screen. That's how big the screen is. Beautiful screen. Big screen out there, man. Big screen in that place. All right. So that's where we're going to be at. That's where it will be held in another part of New Black Wall Street tribute, ancestral tribute to Baba Dick Gregory. I will have his books. I will have his books there. I will have Billy Carson's books there. I'll have my books there also. So I want y'all to come out. Please scan this QR code. Go to your photo app and scan this QR code. It will take you directly to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And right there is where the tickets are being sold. The early bird tickets right now are on sale right now. All right. If you're into martial arts, like I've been into martial arts for many years, they're doing a tribute to the Sanukas man himself, Grandmaster Lumumba, November the 9th from 2 to 6 p.m. in Brooklyn, New York, over there at the Martial Arts Center at 1120 Washington Avenue on the 3rd floor. I think they have an elevator for people to get up also, so make sure y'all come on out. That's going to be in Brooklyn, New York. Again, please support Carrie Ann Ingram. CarrieAnnIngram.com. I think me and her is just going to be on this Wednesday talking and doing some breakdown and some numbers and some tarot and all that kind of stuff. We're going to do that. Big up to cardologist, astrologer, and numerologist Nina Dunham. Make sure you text her at 470-775-6434. That's 470-775-6434. If you want to get it, cardology, astrology, numerology, or you want to get her books, go to levinuniversity.com. That's levinuniversity.com. You could also text Carrie Ann at 226-909-8363 for tarot spreads. 226-909-8363. That's 1-226-909-8363 if you want to be guided by tarot. How would you like to work from home, family? They are currently interviewing work from home positions, part-time, full-time, paid daily, company trips. And all you have to do is text the words hire me to 770-861-9906. 770-861-9906. Must have a clean background, okay? Because they are going to do a background check, all right? So text them right now, 770-861-9906. You want to earn some extra money from home? Hey, these people more than likely can help you. Check them out. They're part of my advertisement, my sponsorship right here. And big up to Lloyd Strayhorn, 800-581-4401. That's 800-581-4401. And big up to Cartomancy, yoga teacher, Reiki master, Amira, 518-796-7638. That's 518-796-7638. Tell them that King Simon sent you. Check out my son's studio, Green Studio NYC. Make sure you hit him up at Green Studio NYC. Recording, mixing, mastering, audio books, all that you want to do. Create music, whatever my son can help you out. They revamped the studio, re-renovating the studio. They're doing all kinds of him and Brother Jeff. And if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. How would you like to get some new merch from the Numerovator himself? How would you like to get some new merch from the Numerovator himself? How would you like? Pick up to Kendall. All right, Kendall. Hey, Kendall, what's up? She's in the chat. Kendall is in the chat. I just shouted Kendall out. If you want some new merch from King Simon, here's the new merch. We got cups. We got T-shirts. We got journals. What you want to write? You know, I'm a stickler. I'm a promoter of journals, writing. So I have the Numerovational journals out right now, pendants and all that, healing pendants from August 19 all the way till September 19. The promo code is Numero. Promo code is Numero. And big up to Mo. Big up to my brother Mo from Deep Conditioning, the one that designed the logo for the Gathering of the Masters. And he did this logo. I just added my picture to it. My picture is right there on the bottom, but he had a picture up there. It looked like my son. My 18-year-old son looks just like that. So I did not mind putting my picture right under that word, Numerovation. But it's a nice thing. You could take my classes. Remember, the classes on Udemy right now is $10.99, $10.99 right now on Udemy. So make sure you check that out. You want to get any of my books, go to Amazon.com, put in my name, King Simon, or go to Linktree/King Simon, the Numerovator. Scroll down and you'll see all 5 of my books. And if you want the hardcover version, please let me know. Put your name or your full name and address and your number in the description of PayPal or Cash App, and I will also send you a free book of Billy Carson, any one of Billy Carson's free book. I got Woke Doesn't Mean Broke. the compendium of the Emerald Tablets. I got, of course, the Epic of Humanity, and I got the Fractal Universe, the holographic fractal universe. Billy Carson. Billy Carson is always doing great work in this realm as far as teaching and allowing those people that want to learn, in a holistic perspective. Big up to Billy Carson and his beloved wife, the one, the only Elizabeth Carson. I know, terrible English. It's all right. I try. Oh man. It's been fun, family, but I got to get ready to run. Remember what Dr. B says: I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And big up to what Dr. Blair says: please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you very much for everybody that participated, everybody that called in. Beautiful show. Thanks for all the callers for sharing their grieving story or their grief story. Thank you very much. This has been King Simon Presents Only Quality People and the Numerovation Nation. And we also broadcasting on Facebook at King Simon Productions, and also on Instagram at I Am King Simon. And today's lesson was the spiritual and numerovational meaning of grieving and grief and grieving expressed through your brother. Remember, all the notes that I shared earlier is in the bottom of the description. So you can look at the bottom of the description and you see all the notes right there. I'll make sure I share that with you so you can overlook it, print it out for yourself, so you can navigate better in this realm. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be great. And I love you because I love myself. And there's nothing you could do about it. Big up to X for Boys, King Randall, and the whole crew. Make men great again. Make men great again. Make men great again. Big up to King Randall. All the time I support the brother and what he does. Peace and love. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
King Simon. I love him. He's family. And he has one of the top shows on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network, actually. That's right. So make sure you guys check that out if you haven't. Yeah, his show is called, it was really based on Numerovation. It's a numerology show. And it's called How to Calculate Your Destiny. Yes. By King Simon. He's the host of the show. The show has done so well, we're now getting ready to start working on filming season 2. All right, so King Simon, one of the top shows on Forbidden Knowledge TV, streaming TV platform.
If you want to be a spiritually dynamic person, it starts with the basics of getting your character in order first.
Join us today for 3 unique presentations. Apotheosis, Friday, August 30th. Ultra Nahata, Saturday, August 31st. Awakenings, Sunday, September 1st. In Atlanta, Georgia, early bird tickets and discount room and group rates are available at events.galacticus.com.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers or quote-unquote numerals and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.